So basically, I wasn't going to do this on camera, but I think I will because I get distracted a bit when I'm on camera, but I want to start hair. I'm just going to start a little bit. I'm going to do underneath darker and then build up lighter on top. I'm just going to do more of an outline. Yes, it's so beautiful. I love the skin tone, how it's turned out. I'm happy with this baby so far. And oh, it's just, I should have put it on Do Not Disturb because I just got a text coming in there. And oh my gosh. Let's hope we get through this with the dogs hooting and hollering. So I'm going to start because I'll be going. I'm actually going out to the movies today. So I will be going out in a little bit. But I'm going to do a little bit on here. And then I'll come back later on and do another live. A little bit later on. Ooh, that's a lot of black I put in there. I guess I'll be using all that dark color. And this is Dark Hair Reborn FX. As you can see, that is what I'm using. So, hello. Now, and this is distilled water. And I keep it in this little thing. And this is I sold Tupperware years ago. This is actually a Tupperware thing that you'd actually put like oil in, like salad oil or something, but I use it to put some distilled water in. So I don't have the big massive distilled water around. Well, I do have it around, but I don't have to keep getting into it. Just sit that there. So today is a Sunday, guys. It's Sunday. So this mixture is just very light. I'm not putting a whole lot in there. Hey, Edmoney. I can't pronounce that. Nice to see you. I'm here painting Reborn dolls. This is a doll channel. I hope you're having a good Sunday. This is Sunday. Sunday. So I hope you're having a good day. I actually should put, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to put some water in the other thing. I'm just going to leave it. Nah, I better do it. I am very well, thank you. How are you? I'm just enjoying and doing what I love the best, which is painting dolls. I absolutely love it. And if you can find something you love to do every single day. This particular one, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell, the one I'm doing right now, but I do sell dolls. Oh, I should have, that was a text coming in. I should have had that on silent mode, but anyway, it is what it is. I do sell dolls on my Belinda's Babies on Facebook. Look, this is the baby so far. I do have some for sale. Yes, I do have some for sale right now. Now I'm going to try. I hate that. I'm going to have the paint. I'm going to try to do a little bit of an outline with this. No, I have a page on there on Facebook. There's a page. If you're interested. Oh, you really want one? Well, there's some on there for sale, but I'm in Canada. So I'm not sure what you're thinking. If you're not in Canada, I don't know. The tariffs are so funny other places. But oh, they vary in prices. 200 Canadian usually. Oh, how am I going to have your hair, baby? I don't know if I'm going to keep this baby a boy or a girl. I'm really uncertain. Thank you for all the hearts. I really appreciate that. I jumped on here a little early before I head off to the movies, because I am going to the movies, and we're going to this afternoon, but I'll jump back on later on this evening and do another live later on this evening. Lots of hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Gosh, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Sometimes, you know, doing hair sometimes is interesting. Hello, Keith. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm working on my doll's hair here. I wasn't going to do this on camera because I do get distracted, and my mindset gets a little distracted from what I'm doing here. Sounds like my dogs are getting into something. You got to go. Well, nice to see you. Take care of yourself. Have a good Sunday. I might come back in like 4 minutes. All righty then. I'm good, Keith. How are you today on this Sunday? I'm not doing too bad. Doing what I love. Doing what I love. What are you up to on this Sunday? Don't have anything in particular that I'm going to talk about. Just kind of talk. Just kind of talk about whatever. Gosh, I'm kind of stumped currently. I'm kind of stumped in how I want to do this hair. And I don't know why. I'm wondering, I don't have any books. I'm wondering why I'm so stumped currently, but I am. I think it's because the head is so much bigger. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. Maybe I'll leave the back and I'll just work on the front. See you later, Keith. Take care of yourself. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. I don't like using this thing. I think I'm going to go back to my big brush. I'll go back to my big brush. Hi, Belinda. I'm getting ready to make a pumpkin pie. I have lots of canned pumpkin left from the left. Ooh, pumpkin pie. My gosh. I wish I could come over for tea. Freaking love pumpkin pie. I'd love to have some pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin. Honestly, I love pumpkin. Hi. Oh, you love pumpkin too. Carter's 15. Hello, Carter's 15. Nice to see you. Hi, Chris. I'm pretty good. How you doing? This is F004 5629. I need to hide my sister from you. She would go viral. She would go feral to live with you. That's funny. Why? Because of all the dolls, you mean? Is that why? Because of all the dolls? I'm assuming that's why. Oh my. I wanted to make pumpkin cookies, but my husband wanted pie. Well, you'll have to make pumpkin cookies another time. Pumpkin cookies. Can't say that I've had pumpkin cookies. Can't really say that I've had that. I think I've just had pie. What else I've had? Pumpkin. I'm trying to think. Maybe pumpkin squares. Maybe I've had pumpkin squares before. But not too much. I'm starting with like a darker, and then I'll work up with lighter colors. Oh my. Now I'm going to be thinking about that. I don't know. I can't stay away from the sweets. What can I say? It's just too hard. I just can't stay away from the sweets. Sweets are good. I hope this movie's going to be good that we're going to see. I hope it turns out to be good. I think it's a 2.5-hour movie, which is, it's a long time. 2.5 hours. That's a long time, people. You know what I mean? I think so. But I guess I've put it off long enough. I'm going to have to go. Doesn't that sound terrible? But we tried to watch a movie last night. It was a stupid movie. It was a remake of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle that was in the 90s. That actually was a good thriller. But this remake was silly. I didn't think it turned out very well. But we endured it. A few times we were going to turn it off, and I said, let's just watch it through, pretend we're at the movies, and we have to endure it and see if anything changes. But yeah, it was pretty dumb. I'm a sugarholic too. I will take sweets over steak. Oh, me too. I would eat morning, noon, and night. Garbage junk. And it wasn't that long ago, I said to a family member, if I could ding a magic wand, I would hope and wish that I could turn everything that's supposedly bad for you into something good for you. And it's an addiction. It's an addiction. And what can I say? I love it. I'm sorry, but I do. I love this addiction. It'll be the end of me. It'll take me out. I'll have a heart attack or something. Because I don't care to try to get away from it. It's awful to say, but I'm just being brutally honest. I mean, I can get on here and say that I actually want to be healthier, and in a way I do, but I really do overall enjoy sweets. I'm addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sugar. I would eat it for breakfast, supper, lunch, anything sweet. I'm really excited because I bought a vinyl infant doll from Ashton Drake named Raven's Wing. Wow. So the name is I don't know that one. Really? Is that a new one? Ashton Drake. How nice. That's going to be really nice, Stephanie. You're really, really going to like that baby. What are you going to name this baby? What are you going to name this baby of yours? does the baby have dark hair? Is that why it's called Raven's Wing? Does it have darker hair? Oh my gosh. I have an Ashton Drake doll that I got. And I call him Johnny Boy. He's an older version of an Ashton Drake doll. I got him at a thrift store in the city. I lucked out and I was happy to get him. And I like the feeling of the vinyl. The feeling of the vinyl almost feels rubbery, like it's an older doll. It's Native American. Oh my gosh. I bet you that baby is going to be dressed up so beautifully in Native attire. Like I said, I really like the feel of Ashton Drake's dolls. Now, I don't know if they all feel like that, but it's almost like the vinyl has a rubber feeling to it, soft. Now, mine has a rubber plate that goes on the front of the belly. I don't like that part because it ends here and then it just looks funny around the neck, the way it bulks up and stuff. But yeah, everybody is different in how they if they love those dolls or not, but I do like the feeling of him. He's one of my favorites, and he has curly kind of reddish hair, That sounds like a native's name. Yeah. Raven's Wing. Beautiful. Sounds really nice. I hope you get the doll soon. I hope you get the doll soon. It's been snowing this morning here. I had my pumpkin coffee this morning. I haven't had coffee in a long time, but it was a Keurig coffee. And then I had tea. Yeah, I love Keurig pumpkin spice coffee. But I mean, there's some things I could, get away from it. Like if someone said, coffee's really, really bad for you, it's this and that, you should just stop it. I could stop it. It's the sugar and the sweets and the chocolate that I struggle with. I struggle with it. This doll, I think, has full arms and legs, but I do know it has a cloth body. Yeah. I think, well, does Ashton Drake make silicone full bodies now? Somehow I'm thinking that they might. They might do silicone full bodies. But yeah, mine's got a cloth body too, but it has this weird plate that goes over the middle of the cloth body, some kind of vinyl plate. And I think that vinyl plate it looks funny because it ends so far and then you see the cloth again and then the vinyl head. It's interesting. I just don't like that. To me, it should be all or nothing, or a plate that you can put on, take off, like some of the plates we have just for photos. But he has a little belly button, and I call him a he. I don't know the name of the doll, him itself as a doll. I don't really know. I don't really know. I think I'm going to really like this painted hair versus the other. I'm enjoying painted hair lately. It's been overcast here for 2 days in Virginia and rainy. Oh, has it? Yeah. No, we've had light, pretty snow, like the pretty snow that comes down. It's pretty, but it is kind of an overcast day too. Yeah, I'm looking out my window while I'm talking. It's an overcast day. Oh, there goes the dogs again. Frickers. This morning I had an English muffin. I've been having English muffins in the morning for breakfast. I know when I worked in a nursing home, a lot of folks in the nursing homes ate repetitively the same thing in the mornings. You know what I mean? Like repetitively, it was a more private nursing home that I'm speaking of. It wasn't like a big institutional nursing home where you have to have, you eat what's given to you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they had, I don't do that. A lot of times I don't eat when I first get up. I'm not one to eat when I first get up, but I did this morning. Oh, Layla's going on, shooting off out there. She's my husky mix with her husky talking. Oh my goodness. Listen to them. They're probably going on about some kind of freaking toy. She probably wants some gosh darn toy. Because I hear Wally making noises too. So to me, that tells me it's about a toy. It's about a toy that they want. Layla! Oh, you gotta love them. You gotta love them. Gosh, I wonder if this baby's gonna look like a girl or a boy when I'm done. It's funny, I always seen boy in Bobby Joseph, but now I'm seeing more girl. I don't know if it's the little freckles I've put on there or the little, they're not really freckles, but I look at the face and I see more girl. The doll comes with hair that's glued to the sculpt. I'm gonna have to learn to root its hair. I have all the supplies, but rooting just seems overwhelming to me. My doll has, let me see now. He's not, is he got glue? Yeah, his hair's kind of glued too. I have another doll that's more glued too. I think, was that the way the older dolls were done? I think the older dolls were done that way. Rooting is, yeah. It's, well, you know, I don't care for it. I don't like doing it. I've done it. But it's time consuming. If you're not in a rush, there's nothing wrong with doing it. I mean, you might be just fantastic at rooting hair and really enjoy it. Really enjoy every minute of it. Our dog never barks. He doesn't like men, so he will bark if they come around. That's like Ren. She doesn't bark at females. Isn't that interesting that they can distinguish the difference? I don't know. But yeah, she doesn't bark at females. She barks at men. And some men, once they pet her and stuff, she's okay. And then others, she just won't shut the hell up. She'll just bark constantly. It's weird, eh? How they can be like that. Layla doesn't really bark. Very rare. It's more that talking. The kind of husky kind of talking. So I wouldn't consider it a bark. I'm talking about you, Layla. Or one is. I can hear you outside my bedroom, my baby door. I don't like them in here. I don't like them in here. But Charlie tends to like to come in here when I have the heater on because he likes laying by the heat. He likes laying by the heat. But I just don't like them in here. There's too many of them, and the space is small. I just, yeah, just me. I don't want them close here. I just don't. I just don't. I really like curly hair. I wish I could master curly hair that's painted. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it, but I can do a little bit of a wave, but most of the hair is straight. But curly hair, painted curly hair would be nice. It would, it would. The last few nights I haven't been sleeping the best. Just, I don't know. Just haven't been sleeping the best. So I'm tired. Hopefully I won't fall asleep in the theater. Not terrible. I never used to do that, but I can actually fall asleep in the theater now. I can fall asleep a lot of different places. I take Synthroid. It's a thyroid medication. And sometimes when that's out of whack, I'm more tired than usual. I did see a painted hair doll that had curls for bangs only. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's hard to kind of get the flow going for curly hair. But it definitely is possible, that's for sure. Just like anything, it takes practice. You know, painting hair, depending, can take a long time. But I'd rather do this than root hair. Just doesn't bother me physically the same way. How bizarre, eh? My head's still looking down. But I don't know. I'm trying to do hair where I can actually have the bottom and then build on top. And build on top more and more. That's what I'm trying to do, like, but not looking up at the camera as much as I should. It's brought to my attention yesterday about Alberta separating or becoming the U.S., being like the U.S., part of the U.S., but basically it's, as you can see my hair, I'm just doing little bits here and there, and then I'll build on top. They are actually trying to get, they're getting signatures now, and they'll probably get those signatures they need, 100 and some thousand. And that actually allows them to put a question on a ballot during election time to see if they want to separate from Canada. It's really sad that we're getting to a spot where different locations or provinces want to break free. And that doesn't mean necessarily that that's going to happen. It doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to go and join the US, but it does mean there's a breakdown in how people feel as a whole. And that's the sad part, because it's just that's the sad part, you know. But there's nothing they're not independent currently. We've had a couple other provinces wanting to do this. Quebec was wanting to do this, to be independent, but that didn't come to pass. But maybe more and more over the years, more countries will want to do that. I don't know. It's a lot more complicated. It takes a long time. And in actuality, I mean, there's unceded native land. So, I mean, I don't know what people are thinking in regards to that, because I'm not that educated. So I can't really speak about something I know a whole lot about. But I do know, I mean, Alberta, most provinces have unceded native land. So it's not like they can say the whole of Alberta is going to separate. It just doesn't make any sense. Logically, it doesn't make any sense. It's not their land to really do anything about a lot of it. So I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not that educated on it. All I think is it just shows, how different provinces are feeling unfair treatment. And I think a lot of that has to do with taxes and things, and countries, or not countries, provinces that make more money are taxed higher, because that sort of money is kind of is shared amongst the country for like Canada Pension Plan and all those sorts of things. And the eastern part of Canada does not make the same amount of money as the western part of Canada, right? But what a lot of times happens, I think, is that a lot of our folks from eastern Canada will move away western, work for X amount of years, a lot of their career, and then when they're ready to retire, they'll come back home. And all that Canada pension from this part of Canada has to come from somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really do not know the politics. I'm not, but I just feel it's sad that we just can't stand together, because I don't know what the future holds overall. I have a beautiful doll with painted hair that I adore, but the painter shouldn't have made a blade curl of hair come down and lay on the forehead so low. Ah, okay. Yeah. My husband watches news 24/7. He will try to tell me about something, and I'll just tell him, "Don't tell me anything I don't want to hear. News gives me anxiety." I've 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 heard that more than once, Robin, that news does give people anxiety, because you're trying to figure out something in your head. Like when I think about Alberta wanting to separate, well, Alberta is not on the end. There's BC. So then BC most likely would look at that. It would be Alberta, BC sectioning off. I mean, what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. And I said to Trevor, gosh, maybe we'll be moving to Portugal if it keeps, we'll have to go somewhere else. I don't know. People are not looking, and it's just like most things. I think people look at the immediate, how it immediately affects them, and that's what most people, the way they think, but they don't look at the whole of the country and not immediately affecting them. So I find like that's the way most things go. And you don't want to be ignorant, but yeah, I agree, Rob. You don't want to be consumed with it. You don't want to be consumed with it. Because then it gets scary. I was not consumed, but I paid a lot of attention to the news for a little while there. Just trying to figure what the hell was going on during all this 51st state business. And I don't watch it no more. That's why I wasn't quite familiar what was going on. It was brought to my last live about Alberta until I started, looking at videos and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? Now what? And then I've heard Saskatchewan. Oh, maybe Saskatchewan wants to be independent. Part of me is like, oh my gosh, just go be independent your own country then, friggis. It's terrible to say that, but then on the other side, what does that do for us as a whole? And I really don't know all the ins and outs. It's just, to me, come up with a solution. Don't separate from your own country. Goodness gracious. But I'm a firm believer in really hard opinions is hard to come up with if you don't know the whole encyclopedia on the issue. So if you don't know the encyclopedia on the issue, truly know deep down what all the issues are, it's really hard to form a strong opinion, because I really don't. So I just feel that I have, it just doesn't, our country doesn't look strong when independent provinces want to do that. I live in America, but I do have some friends through YouTube that are Reborn doll collectors over the years. In Canada, you mean, Stephanie? I mean, I live in America, but I do have some Canadian friends through YouTube that I've been conversing with for years that collect Reborns. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I always, like, to me, America was just like, we were all just, there was a border, but we're all, I mean, one time you could travel over to America, you didn't need passports and all that, and that's in my lifetime. It just seems like it's such a divide now, which is really sad, but what can you do, The big wigs make decisions. And we all hope that they make the right decisions for us all. We hope. Gosh, the dogs are quiet. Knock on wood. That's a good thing. Oh my gosh. I love making babies. Honestly, I just wish Canada and America would become one country. I don't care what they call it. Well, that would be hard. That would be hard. I don't think a lot of Canadians want to become part of America. Things are done different, and each province is different, just like each state is different, but not to to really talk about a whole lot of politics, but I would not like that. I would not like that personally. We've been Canada for a long time. It's just like, would you like to become would you like to be Canada? Like, and I guess what you're saying is not become American. It's just become one country and call it whatever. Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. But how would you do that? Because the rules, just the way the Constitution and the way things are done are they're similar, but yet very different. You know what I mean? But once again, I'm not schooled in all of it, so it's hard for me to really say a whole lot because I'm not really schooled, or I haven't read the encyclopedia on all the political things on both ends. I'm really ignorant. Yes, I'd love to be Canadian as long as we're all one country. Yeah. I see what you're saying. It would be one big country. It's not like Canada becomes the 51st state or vice versa. It'd be one, but that would be a dream, because that would be both sides of letting go of some things to create something new. I don't think that would happen. But I see what you're saying. For sure. But it's always power hungry, sort of egotistical stuff that goes on, and it's sad. I understand it, but there's always a winner and a loser in anything, you know what I mean? It's that old song ABBA sings about, oh, it makes me cry when I hear it. It was in Mamma Mia, the musical. The winner takes it all. I think that's what it's called. The winner takes it all. And it's sad because, you know, you just, I don't know. I guess I kind of think I wish everything could be good for everybody, but I know it's not realistic. It's not realistic. Baby, you're getting some hair, baby. Yes, you are. You're getting some hair. All kinds of different hair. All kinds of hair. Yeah. Money. Money in a rich man's world. Yes. Money, money, money. Must be funny in a rich man's world. Well, hello there. How are you, Mia? Mia. I think. Mia. Yes, yes, yes. If we had a little money. And that's what's going on right now with the whole Alberta, is because they do make a lot. They're a rich, rich province. So because of that, as a whole, the federal government taxes them higher to spread the wealth around. People don't like that. But I mean, everybody will want to, if something changes there, where they become independent, and say Nova Scotia, where I'm located, becomes super poor because we don't, our mining, it used to be really big mining here, and we don't, there's no, very few mine. Like I come from generations of coal miners, and yeah, there's not a whole lot of, and now it's Alberta and oil and stuff. Everybody would want to move to Alberta, and a lot of our young people do move to Alberta, you know, and then they move back. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. We only hear what, and they battle it out. They only hear what's, I don't know. I got to get away from this topic because maybe sometimes I think that it's best to be ignorant in a way. What's going on, baby? My dream reborn is Genetica, but if they would just make her in vinyl. Oh. So I don't know if Genetica is that a full body silicone doll? I don't think I know that doll. Full body silicone doll. Yeah, sorry, I'm late. No worries, my dear. Gosh, hair looks great. Well, thank you. I didn't come up with a plan or a time. I just jump on here, and I might come back on later. It depends on how I feel after coming back from the movies. I don't know. Is it a full body silicone, Stephanie? Oh, baby, this is looking great. It's a slow process. You're welcome. Don't worry about that. If you ever come on, you see me. But currently, I don't have time frames. I need to create some time frames. Once my membership starts to increase, I probably will do membership only lives. Like first it would be everyone and then it would be membership only. I know a lot of people hate the membership idea and I understand. I don't like how that went. But channels have memberships to continue doing what they love to do. There's a lot of work involved with YouTube channels. There is and there isn't. You know, it's a lot of off-the-scene work. Editing, thinking of ideas to do, creating scripts if you script anything. Just think about the different YouTube channels that you watch, not just dolly channels. People are putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into things. And it's nice when some of those added expenses are helped, like different apps, editing apps that people use. Equipment, like I go on my phone, but as time goes on, people like to get, you know, different lighting that doesn't create that circle in your eyes. That's a goal of mine sometime. Oh, I love the shape of this head. When you paint hair, do you use the pattern exactly the same on every doll? No. No. That's the thing with me. I know some artists, you'll see a doll and you recognize that hair because it looks the same for most of their dolls. With me, I don't know, I just start doing it. And I try to do that. I try to create a pattern and follow the pattern. And Genetica is a silicone reborn doll, but they don't make a vinyl. Oh, okay. I don't know her. Who's the sculpting artist? I don't know that doll. There's so many. I don't know them all, of course. But no, I just kind of like, I'm just going as I go. It's usually, you know, you usually have a crown of the head and you work away from the crown, right? That's kind of what you do and you work that way. But the direction of the hair flowing in the back and stuff, I'm not really sure. Sometimes I do it all one direction. Sometimes I just, you know, it depends. I don't, I just go about it. I don't have an actual idea. I'd like to do a doll with 2 crowns because I have a doll. I have 2 crowns on my head, and my daughter does also. I don't think my son does. But I've never seen a doll done with 2 crowns. But there is some artists, you look at them and you recognize the hair pattern. And I probably do, and I don't even realize that I probably do have very similar flow. If I was younger, I would do memberships, but I'm afraid I'll die and leave my husband with something he wouldn't know. But that makes sense. I get that. I have a book actually with monthly payments written on it, and I'll say, this is what I pay YouTube, because I pay YouTube because I don't want to deal with the advertisements. So I watch a lot of YouTube. It's like my Netflix, I guess. I watch a lot of YouTube. So I pay something a month. So I have like a book and it'll say this is what comes out, this comes out, this come out. And I'm like, if I ever die, that's the book you go to, because it's true. People have different things coming out automatically. They don't know. People don't know, right? It never used to happen before. You'd have to actually remember the days when you actually had to physically take your bills into a location, actually into each location. The cable bill, you had to go to the cable store and pay your cable bill. The phone, you'd have to go to actually the phone location and pay the phone bill with the paper, give them money, right? And you'd go to the bank and get the money out and go to each location and pay the bill. And then I remember when it came to about where you could go to the actual drugstore and you could pay all your bills at the drugstore. So you didn't have to go to the cable company. You didn't have to go to pay well, I think you still had to go pay oil and stuff, but you could go and pay your cable and power and in one location. And that was pretty cool. People would stand there with their bills and they would pay. So what's your account number? They'd punch it in and you do all that. Now there's a lot of automatic payments or you pay online. Mine's, I just automatically pay things. But then you forget. Not that you forget. It just doesn't seem as much real. It's real money, but I don't know how to describe it. It's different taking it in and actually handing over bills. You know what I mean? Belinda, what's your favorite Reborn YouTube channel? I just watched the free YouTube movies, oldies but goodies. Oh, it's the free YouTube movies. I don't watch movies. I watch people's independent channels. Yeah, I've never watched the free YouTube movies. Do I have a favorite Reborn YouTube channel? I have quite a few that I watch. I can't say that I have one that I would say is a favorite, but I do have a collection of different folks that I watch. And yeah, because I have like a subscription where you go down, you see all your subscriptions of what you've subscribed to. But what I usually do with YouTube is when I go into my home, my prescription new videos would come up. And I save them in a watch later folder. So it's like watch later, watch later, watch later, watch later. And then when I'm painting or doing something like that, when I was first doing crocheting and stuff, I can watch it from my TV or my computer right here, and it'll just play video after video. Excuse me. So I don't always comment, but I'm watching it. And sometimes I'll jump on and put a heart because then I have to put my paintbrush down and everything to comment and stop and type in the thing, or I'll go back and comment. But a lot of times I won't comment. It doesn't mean I'm not watching. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. I kind of put everything in a watch later folder because if I just go video after video, it's a pain in the ass. But if I put watch later, watch later, watch, then I'll have a whole list of them that'll play. And it's a mixture of news sometimes, not a whole lot, dolly videos. It's a mixture of things like tiny home living. I like watching van life. Oh gosh. What else? If there's crime related stuff locally, I like watching that. So yeah, I have a mixture of things. Marisol gave you an excellent shout out on her latest video, and I totally agreed with her. Oh, did she? Oh, I'll have to check that out. That's so sweet of her. No, I haven't seen that. I'll have to put that in my watch later. I haven't been watching a whole lot. I've been painting and talking to you guys because usually I'll paint and I will watch while I paint, or listen really, and then watch. And her collection, her collection is absolutely fantastic. And you know, there's some, oh gosh, how do I go about this? We all know there's some folks out there, and there's been some strong things that have been said about different people, and I don't have tolerance for that. Like, I just think if you don't like somebody, just stop watching it. You know what I mean? Or something. And I think not everybody, the way they live their lives is lined up to everybody else's. And who cares? Everybody has different ethics and morals. how they live their life. Just be kind to people, you know? Just be kind to people. It's not that hard. I don't know. Sometimes I feel the dolly world is like a friggin' high school. And I like the fact that Marisol is very honest and direct, and I do feel the honesty. I don't think she's trying to please anybody, or some people are saying things, or they're following their little, I don't want to say minions, but they say things and they're following their little pack of people, and you wonder if they have a voice themselves, because, you know, you just be yourself, you know, just be yourself. She always has fun on her channel. I never watched a whole lot of Marisol stuff until recently. She just never come up on my stuff. Maybe I seen a few things, but nothing. And I wasn't subscribed. I'm subscribed now to her channel, so her stuff comes up. See if I have my notifications on. I didn't have my notifications on everyone, because just the ones I mainly wanted to see. Because if you put the notifications on for everybody, like it's just, you don't see anything else. And because I watch such a variety on YouTube, that you want to see the first videos that come out of certain people. But now I only have a few notifications up, but my dolly stuff I can hit on the top, like Reborn dolls, and all my dolly subscriptions will come up. I have kind of like a system, you know what I mean? But I mean, what's her name? Not Rebecca's Cloud Kids had a video just recently, and I love Rebecca. She beats to her own drum. You know what I mean? She doesn't try to copy anybody else. She beats to her own drum. She makes some really nice, fun, creative videos. Like, she's really a video creator. She makes some really nice, creative videos that are lots of fun. They're not for everyone, but no channel is for everyone. You know what I mean? But she did have a conversation recently on one of her videos that spoke to, hello there. Oh, Mela, hi. Hi, Mela. She did have a conversation recently that spoke to, she must have done some research, that if you upload a video within the first 90 minutes, it's not caught and not watched by, I don't know, a percentage of your subscribers or something, then it's not really shown on your main screen as often. So the first 90 minutes really counts. So the time you upload your video counts more than it ever has. So for an example, if you're a YouTuber, Rainbow's really wears her heart on her sleeve. Rainbow, yes, Rainbow does. Am I talking about Rainbow? I was talking about Rebecca. Rainbow and Rebecca. I love both of them. They're great gals. But yeah, Rebecca's Cloud Kids made a video speaking about information that I don't know if she did research or what, that the first 90 minutes you upload your video needs to be watched. And so I guess she was speaking about, if there's a channel you really, really, really like, put on those notifications, because you want to watch those channels within the first 90 minutes of uploading. And I never really thought about the time frame I uploaded, but every YouTube channel, there's different times in your analytics that tell you this is the time you should upload, because this is the time most of your subscribers are watching YouTube. And so if I was to upload a video at nighttime when most people are in bed, the first 90 minutes are going to go by. No one's going to watch it, not until the morning or whatever, if they notice it, but it won't come up on their main homepage to show them. Does that make sense? So I never really thought about it before. So she had a really good point. And I think that maybe things are changing. I don't know, but sounds like they're changing. Yes, Rainbow is so sweet. Oh, sorry, those aren't. I know. I get them mixed up all the time. But yeah, both ladies beat to their own drum. Both are very, very, I guess, different, honest, different. And they're doing what they love, and they're doing them, just like Marisol. They're not creating a channel and doing maybe what everybody else is doing, or creating a channel as long as it lines up with everybody else that they're in their group of whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I just find it, I just never realized how much it was like high school, you know. It's a battlefield sometimes. It can be, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know if there's a lot of other channels like that. Maybe more creative channels, because there's lots of communities on YouTube, right? Not just the dolly community. There's artsy fartsy communities. There are artsy fartsy. There's people that do different arts. But I don't know, because I don't watch enough, but there's not too many communities. I think I've seen a video where a lady was talking about someone else was complaining about her, and she made a video to kind of, I didn't do that and I didn't say that, and they were, she was replying to something that was said about her, and she was showing receipts of this and receipts of that. It wasn't the dolly community, but it was another community where people created, I don't know what she was making, different things, but it wasn't dolls. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this goes on in other communities besides the doll communities, this back and forth banter. Belinda, can you see my messages? I certainly can see your messages. I certainly can. I don't know what else. Maybe I've missed some. You've said hi, hello. I don't see anything else unless there was something else besides saying hi, Belinda. And then it said, Belinda, can you see my messages? Is there something else you put that's not coming up? I don't see anything else besides those things. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how many other communities go into a lot of banter back and forth. I think most people make videos and but they don't attack each other. But what do I know? What do I know? The things that I watch, I don't see it. I don't see it very often. Yes. Oh, you have, well, I see yes. So repeat what you said that didn't show up. You said you did something that didn't show up. Oh, my. Oh, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking how this is turning on this side here. I don't see anything else, Mila or Mela. I don't see anything else coming up that you may have said that's not there. Oh, I'm not liking that. That's irritating me. That's irritating me. That's irritating me. Maybe I'll just stick to the front for now. I'm not liking how that's turning out. See, the thing is about air dry. Now, because I don't like this, right? I don't like this. I cannot remove that. That is what sucks, because my understanding is if you're doing heat set, you could remove this and you could remove everything. But once you cure it in the oven, then it's cured. But up to that point, you can remove it. So that irritates me, because if you make something you're not really sure about, that's there. I just either have to cover it up, or start taking, where is it? Kind of like fingernail polish remover to try to remove it. But the thing is, you can't remove just that layer. So if I try to take that little bit of hair that I put there that I don't like, if I try to take that off, it also possibly will take off the other layers that I've built up. So frustrating. So frustrating. That's all that it's frustrating. And so that's one thing I don't like about this. I got a replica doll toddler, and what I've done is I've cut a pool noodle and wire coat hangers and made an armature so the doll can stand up. How cool! A pool noodle and wire. Wow, so you've made like a doll stand. That is cool, Stephanie. That is really cool. What a great idea. I'm still working on my doll. I'm doing the hair, Mela. I'm doing the hair currently. I'm just working out like a little bit of a pattern. Have you used the pencil method instead of paint? Yes, I've used the pencil method before. It might be a good idea for an underlayer. Now that you're saying that, Ramen, it might be a good idea for an underlayer and then put paint on top. But I don't think the paint goes on top of the pencil very well. To do the pencil, you have to varnish the doll's head first. Then you can start using the pencil on top. That's a good way to make an outline, and I've done that before. But I find that the paint doesn't necessarily, I don't know, maybe you have to varnish again before you apply the paint. Maybe you have to varnish on top of the pencil before you apply the paint. But I find the paint going on top of the pencil bleeds. I don't like the combination of both, I guess. And I don't like, in the past, I've always used pencil and I don't like the end result. But now that I know more of a pattern or a flow, maybe I would like it better if I did sole pencil. I don't know. I've never done heat set paints before, but you can do the skin and then cure it before you add the hair. So you can only take the hair off if you make a mistake that you don't like. With air dry, you can just take the hair off. How do you separate from just taking the hair paint off? I'm interested to know that, Stephanie. I don't know how you would do that, because if you use like an acetone to try to take this, no, it's not there, over here. If I use an acetone to try to take this part off, how do I not remove layers underneath? I'm interested to know that, because to me, it removes the other layers. I took the eyebrows off, but I did it so lightly. And I guess I could kind of do it really, really lightly. But even though I did it so lightly, you can still see a remnants of the eyebrow, right? Paint. Now, if you use a pencil, you can actually kind of erase it off with an eraser if you use like a Prisma pencil. So that is good if you're doing sole pencil. And maybe I should do the next doll like that, sole pencil. But I find I find I can't get the flow the same. You know what I mean? I always hated paint because I just couldn't move my hand the way I wanted to use it. And then with the pencil, I found it's a pencil, so you really have to color in spots. And I wasn't very good at that. I didn't like how it looked overall. But some people are so skilled at that. They're so skilled and so beautiful. I need to practice more with that now that I understand patterns a little bit more. I might be able to make the pencil look really, really nice, but it's hard. If you cure it, does that cause it barrier so you won't remove the skin color when you're removing the hair? Babies do sweat. Just looks like the hair stuck together because of it. Doesn't look bad to me. Ah, thank you, Robin. Thank you. Yeah, I think with heat set, you can definitely remove the top layer. You can remove each layer as long as you don't, if you cure it and then you can't remove the layer. That's my understanding. But prior to curing it in the heat, in the oven, you can remove the layer. But hey, I don't know. Please check my account. Okay. I will do that, Mela. I will look at that. When I have some time, I'll take a look at your YouTube channel. Is that what you're saying? I'll take a look at your YouTube channel. I'll probably put it in my watch later list. Watch later list. Why? Why check your account? Stephanie, I think she wants me to look at, when she says account, I think she has another, I could be wrong, but Mila, Mia. I don't know what you told me. I think you're wanting me to look at a different YouTube account. Is that correct? You want me to look at your videos of your kids? I think that's what she's wanting me to look at. But I'll get there. I think that's what she's talking about, Stephanie. Yes, yeah. Well, under this video, when this video ends, to make life easier for me, when this video ends, and you can comment under it, under the replay, put the name of your account there so I don't have to go through all of the conversations during the actual live. If you did that, I'd be able to look at it easier, because currently for me to look at that account, if you put it in here, the name of that account that you want me to look at, that YouTube channel, you mean, if you want me to look at that YouTube channel, if you put it here, once this live is over, I have to scroll through all this live conversation to find it. But if you put it underneath this or another comment underneath another live and say, Belinda, here's the YouTube channel. If you put that there, it's easier for me to find it because it'll come up in my comments. Like when I go into YouTube, what's it called? Anyway, there's if you have a YouTube channel, there's a section, it'll come up comments, and I can see what comments I've seen and not seen. And so that's where I'll find it a lot easier compared to having to scroll through. Just like the last live, a couple of people said, oh, can you check out this? I have a channel. I think he said he makes music and stuff. And I said, oh, that's cool. I'll check that out. But for me to do that, I actually have to go through physically each conversation during the live to find it. So yeah, you're saying, okay, so yeah, so it makes it a lot easier for me that way. And I will take a look. I love checking out other people's channels, other people's things, but I wish there was a way I could just touch on that account, but it's not this account you want me to look at. I know that. but I wish there was a way I could touch on, say, for an example, Stephanie, and then save her channel so I can remember, right? But during the live, you can't do anything like that. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, but that's the way it works. You have to go through the live conversations to find stuff. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? I don't know. If you do lives, you'll know what I mean. Because if you go back to the replay of this video, you're not going to see these conversations that we're having right now unless you, I think there's another button you hit. I think there's another button you hit that look at live conversations or something. What time is it? I gotta go. I heard Trevor's alarm going off, and I thought, that must mean I gotta go to the movies. So I gotta go get ready to go to the movies, guys. But thank you so much for watching. I will jump back on here later to finish up painting this hair, hopefully later on after I get back and have supper. So it'll be later this evening. Thank you so much, guys. Mila, Mia, Stephanie, whoever else is still on here. Who else? Robin. I'm scrolling through. Not sure who else, but thank you so much for being here. I love conversing while I'm painting. I truly appreciate conversations and advice. I really love it. Have yourselves a great Sunday afternoon. Bye for now.